Portugal. So Portugal, of course, semi-finalists in '66 with the great Eusebio. And then since then, under Cristiano, so in 2010, round of 16 knockout, 2014, they got grouped, 2018, round of 16, and of course, last time around, 2022, quarterfinalists knockout to Morocco. So Cristiano is back. They have Roberto Martinez as their manager, who is but this is not the golden generation of Rui Costa and so on and so forth, but it's a very good team. You look
Oh
at
yeah.
obviously Bruno for Manchester United, Vitinha, Neves, João Neves, Pedro
Nuno Mendes.
Neto, Nuno
Nuno
Mendes.
Nuno
The
Mendes.
only question I have is, do they play João Felix or Rafael Leão up front in that triumvirate? It's this is a stacked team. The only thing who I can person who can mess this up is actually Roberto Martinez. And if they go too reliant on Cristiano. AZ Mustafa, is this Portugal's year to potentially break through, at least get to a semi-final?
I think that on paper at least, they are one of the favorites. I think they're like one of at least my top five teams who I think could win the entire thing, right? Because aside, like, we'll get to the other players, but like, just considering how good Bruno has been this year, right? I know he's not the same player for Portugal that he is for United, but the way he has transformed his game this year to being so much compact and smarter, right? Combined with Neves in midfield, that is a very dangerous combination. And then you just have a variance of attacking opportunity of attackers who are all deadly in their own right, who are all some mostly big game performers as well, right? And this is going to be a fun because they also have Nuno Mendes as well, so it's a very very good team.
They've always had a good team, but it's not like a golden generation. It's more like a bronze generation with these guys because on paper they should be absolutely smacking everybody left, right, and center, but they never play to their actual technical ability
Mm.
because they have pace, they have dribbling, they have skill, they have a Cristiano leading the line, whatever you may say. He scores goals. You've got Rafael Leão, you've got Pedro on the wings. You should be absolutely slamming in the goals, but they play in a negative fashion. And Roberto Martinez, like you mentioned, Doc, he is a massive Achilles heel. It really holds them back. Maybe it's a Ronaldo thing as well, psychologically, that they just feel they cannot compete without him. It's maybe a bit of a Babar Azam kind of, there could be a similarity there. There could be perhaps a comparison drawn there, but they never play up to their potential. They're very cynical, as we see usually in these intercontinental competitions. Let's see what they do. They will be up there making up the numbers in this World Cup as well. But do they have a prolonged run in the tournament? I'm not sure. Maybe they'll, somewhere in a knockout game, they'll go to penalties and they might lose. I think that will be a similar fate this summer as well.
So let me ask you two questions. Number one, of course, they're in Group K with Congo, Colombia, and the Uzbeks. First question is Roberto Martinez, we have issues with, obviously. Do we think, similar to what a Deschamps pragmatic approach in 2018 and then again in 2022, do you think he can Deschamps himself their way into winning something or reaching a final the way France did in 18 and then in 22? And number two, is Portugal better without Cristiano? Because we saw that in the Euros.
It's it's like I understand where everyone comes from with Cristiano, like if they're better or not, right? I could see why, but like the amount of leadership he has, and like he's still a big game player, man. Whatever you say about him, he's still in my lifetime. I am not going to see two footballers better than him. Like as simply as that. And yeah, he's old. He's not as good as he used to be. Of course, he's what is he like 40, 41 now? Like something like that. Like of course he's not as good as, but like the amount of leadership he brings, the amount of threat he still brings just psychologically to the other side of the to the other team members. I totally get it from a tactical standpoint, right? Where like, yes, you don't play Cristiano because of that, but like on the other hand, it's a big game. It's big games. There is not a better big game player in the history of football than Cristiano Ronaldo. Yes, I don't disagree. He hasn't performed to his level in the World Cup, aside from like 2018 when he had that excellent group stage, right? But like, I it's still him.
Is he? Of course,
The
he played
problem
for
is they don't
Juve.
like have a real number nine, like a striker who's
That's their
like a
one
true
weakness. They
finisher.
don't have
Yeah,
a
they have that Gonzalo guy from PSG, but he's on the
Gonzalo
bench now, I
Ramos. Yep.
believe.
His
He's been
career went
shopped
to
around
nothing.
Europe.
Yep.
He looked okay last year and then completely, fell off a cliff. Not sure what's happening with him. So they don't have a true number nine spearhead. So it has to be Ron. And, besides with that anthem that they've got going, that AI anthem, maybe it might, inspire them to do well in this tournament.
Can they be pragmatic in their way to victory, the way Deschamps in
That's
France
the
was, or no?
thing. But the problem is Martinez doesn't have the chops Deschamps has in these matches, and they do elevate their game, France, when it's required. These guys, they don't seem to be able to elevate during the 90 minutes or the 120 minutes. Let's see. But it does feel like they'll be in the mix, but I don't feel like they're gonna be like, semi-finalists or anything.
No, but at least like they're obviously gonna cruise through the group stages. Their group is nothing. Like they should easily top it, right? Yes, Colombia is a tricky contest. I'm not
But
gonna.
they'll win 1-0, 2-1, horrible games. It's gonna
Huh.
be a chore to watch those games. It's not gonna be pretty, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah, but at
Unless you
this,
stat pads big time against the Uzbeks or something.
yeah, and yeah, like I think you just we just have to see what happens, man. I think.